Mike Ezuronye and I did a film together. Or if you don't know Mike, well, why won't you know Mike Ezuronye, the Nollywood legend? Anyway, we did a film together, and to promote the film, I shared a clip of the movie on social media, and then I got this comments asking me, first of all, the clip I shared was a clip of an emotional scene, a very emotional scene in the movie.
Babe, you came back early. Why you crying? Babe. Babe. Babe, please. Please.
Tell me.
Babe, 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 babe,
please, babe, just please,
baby, please,
please, just tell me it's a lie. Please tell me this is a lie.
Babe, please.
Tell me that you came back for me. You came back for me. I'm correct.
Babe, please, let me just explain, please.
I smell what? I smell what?
Babe, please. Babe.
Your voice. Saying that you're waiting for me to bring the money by tomorrow so you can end up with her. Is it true? Please tell me it's not your voice, please. Just tell me it's AI. Tell me anything. Just tell me anything. Explain this. Please explain this. I'm begging you.
Babe, please. It's my voice. Please, let me just explain, please. Babe, it's my voice, please.
Jesus!
Babe, please.
Jesus!
Just please.
Jesus, help me!
Babe, please.
Jesus, help me! Not take it!
Babe, please.
Jesus,
Babe, don't do this. Babe.
Not take it!
Please. Babe, just hear me out. Please, I beg you. I beg you.
Jesus, my heart is tired. My heart is tired. I can't do this anymore.
Babe, please.
Let me go. Just let me go.
Babe, please. Just hear me out. Please, I beg you. Please, just. Babe, please. Just hear me out. Babe.
Get out.
Babe, don't be like this, please.
What do I say to Miracle?
Babe.
What do I say to Miracle?
Babe.
What do I say to her?
Babe, please.
Just get out. I don't want to ever set eyes on you again.
Please.
Please just go.
Babe, please, just hear me. Babe,
just go.
Babe, please. Babe.
So I got a comment, someone asking me a question about it, and so I decided to make this film. So I decided to make this video to talk about it in response to that question. And what the question was, it says, how will they take cry? This can't cry. Meaning that's Nigerians' way of saying, how do you guys, like actors, how do we cry? How do we pull off such an emotional scene, or how do we emote generally? And so I'm going to talk about it in the quickest way possible, and I'll tell you different ways where we do it, and I'm going to tell you what works for me. All right, okay. First of all, some people yawn for them to tear up in a scene. They yawn. In fact, there's maybe I shouldn't even mention the name of the actor. One of the top actors out there. His style is to yawn. He always yawns. So we have to take a pause to let him yawn so he can tear up. So he just stirs up a very big yawn, and so he tears up. That works for him. Some other people use tear stick. There's something we call tear stick, and tear stick is just basically methylated. It's just like using methylated balm on your eye. And of course, if you've ever had aboniki, maybe aboniki is like taking it to an extreme level, but if you've ever used rub or balm, any balm on your eye, you know that you naturally tear up. Other people use fan, so we have to pause while filming the scene, and they use fan, open your eye and put a fan there, and so they tear up. And some other people, what else did they do? Oh, I've been on a movie set, and that was the shocker of my life. They use water, and so when they're filming the scene, they just say, okay, pause, freeze, everybody freeze, and then they come and they drop water on the face, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then when the production, when the film came out, and I saw the comments, and people actually fell for it, like you would think they are real tears. I got the shocker of my life. What else do people do? Yeah, there's also another style, a technique. You know, there are different techniques where you use your breath. The breathing is a breath or breathing technique. There's a way, I don't really know how to put it to words, but there's a way you start to breathe and like sort of suspend your breath, you know, and before you know it, you start to tear up. And that is your, like, sort of reminding your body when you're emotional naturally, you don't breathe freely. Naturally, you don't breathe freely. There's a way your breath goes, and so it's just your body, you're stimulating your body. I don't know if it's the hormones or whatever it is that makes us tear up. You stimulate your body and you tear up. What else? Yeah. Oh, heavens, why am I forgetting? Yeah, another way is to maybe open your eyes. I don't know if you would notice some actors when they're pulling off an emotional scene, they are opening their eyes like as if they're boring into your so they open their eyes so wide and they leave it and they try to not blink. They try to not blink for, say, maybe 30 seconds. If you do it on your own, you'll see that you tear up so fast. You tear up. So you open your eye and you don't blink. And before you know it, you start to tear up. Do you understand? And some other people, and without trying to sound conceited, I found that this is what works for me. I've been on a project where they did the whole methylated spirit tear stick thing for me, and I couldn't tear up. I was busy fighting my life. Maybe they didn't. Okay, at first they did not apply it well enough for me to tear up, so it wasn't working. It just felt forced. I didn't feel the scene at all, so I had to tell them, this is not working for me. Let me just do it my way. Another time they actually I got they used the metal rub balm, something in balm, I don't know the brand now, and the rub is applied it on my eye. Oh my, yes, I teared up, but I was fighting for my life. I couldn't open my eyes. I was fighting like it was, oh no, it just wasn't working. It didn't work for me at all. It didn't work for me. So at the end of the day, we just had to wait for the methylated water, the menthol, to wear off before I was able to move. So what I found works for me is the proper way of immersing yourself into the character, right? To me, like, if I don't feel what I'm doing, I feel like I'm not doing it. And believe me, no, I'm not gonna say this is the right way or this is the wrong way. All of them works, because at the end of the day, you audience, you guys don't know. And I wish all these other methods that I've mentioned earlier, I wish all of these other methods I've mentioned earlier would actually work for me, so that, I mean, it makes my life easy, it makes work easier. There's something called memory recall. So first of all, when I get maybe it's just me, I'm a very emotional person, right? So when I get a script, what I do is to try to relate with the character I'm supposed to play, right? So I'm trying to look for my experiences, my life experiences, that it's similar to what the character is going through or has gone through, or whatever is in the story. I try to find a way to juxtapose it with my life experience. So it's easy. So let's say, for instance, there's a shocking news it automatically reminds me of when I heard of my brother's passing. I've lost a brother, and I remember how it was. So it reminds me of that's like a shock, okay, this is shock. So even if the experience is not exactly the same thing, the emotion you felt at that time, you could use it. And so that's what we call memory recall. So at that point where you're pulling off that scene, you remind yourself of how that experience, what you went through, it's just, you put it at the back of your mind. While this technique is not very easy. It takes a lot of practice for you to master it, because where you are saying lines, but your mind is like you're thinking of something else. Do you understand? So it's a bit tricky. You're saying lines, but your mind, you have to remember your lines. You have to know your lines very well and make sure you don't miss your lines. And at the same time, your mind, like you're reminding yourself of something else. So it's very tricky. Do you understand? And either memory recall or you immersing yourself, imagining that, and this is the one that works best for me. Memory recall works, yes, I use it sometimes. And the one that works best for me is to immerse myself in the situation. So in my mind, I'm like, this is happening to me in real life. So as I'm listening to you, I'm asking, and this one works best if you're working with a very good actor, because if you don't work with a good actor, if you don't work with a good actor to do this, you're gone. So when a person is like you're in the or you make yourself believe that this is happening to me for real. It's happening to me for real. So as a person is saying their lines, you're listening to their lines. You're paying attention. You're watching their movement, their emotion, the way they are. They say somebody's yelling at you, like you. How would it feel? Like you make yourself believe that this is real. Oh my God, this works best for me, because memory recall, sometimes you have to struggle, and if there's any form of distraction, it throws you off. I'm talking about me. I don't know the experts in the industry, because to be honest, I was never trained. I'm not a trained actor. Everything I'm doing, it's just unrefined, it's untrained. It's just my raw talent, right? And things that I master by experience. So memory recall, if there's any sort of distraction, it throws you off, and for you to connect, it's a bit. You need, and for memory recall, you also need a very good actor, to carry along. The one that works best for me is putting myself in that position. Do you understand? If I put myself in that position, I would naturally feel what the actor is feeling. I understand. First, it takes understanding. You have to understand the situation very well. You think deeply about it. Right? Sometimes when I get a script and I read the script and the character I'm supposed to play, I don't have any similarity, like there's no experience I could relate, I can't relate with the character. What I do is to then go do a research. So for instance, a pregnant woman, I've never been pregnant. I'm going to be pregnant soon in Jesus' name. Amen. Well, I've never had to push out a baby from my body. So what you do is to go and is to do a research. So for instance, with this situation or scenario that I've painted, you watch documentaries, or you go to a hospital delivery ward and see. So in this situation, I've been with one of my sisters, or two of my sisters, through labor, and I saw how we went. So with that, I can then mirror what it was I saw. So for instance, if sometimes you just watch, and if you notice, a lot of actors, not a lot of actors, some actors, especially people who are very good in their art, you notice that they stare a lot. And what they are doing when they are staring a lot, it's like they are recording. They're recording expressions. So sometimes you see a script, I'm like, okay, I want to play it like this. Or how does it feel to be like? Naturally, I'm a reserved person, but if I'm to play a sparky person, that's why we watch a lot of things. You have to watch a lot, watch a lot. not just films, not just people, not just films, not just things on screen. You have to watch people, study environment. Like you sit and you stare. I stare. Naturally, I stare a lot. So I'm just looking at somebody. You see their gesticulations, their mannerisms. Oh my goodness. Their gesticulations, their mannerisms, everything, and it's like tape recorder. You're taping it so that if you have an opportunity to play a character, then you can then act like the person. Do you understand? It's just tricky. I can't say that there's a particular way to do this thing. It's just what you feel works best for you at a particular time. And for me, what works best for me is actually immersing myself into the character, immersing myself into the story, and believing, psyching myself, or should I say deceiving myself to believe that this is happening to me for real, that it's not just a story, it's real. And so you feel it and it's believable. And when you portray it, people watching you, they believe it as well. Sometimes you can even do all these things, and someone who didn't go that deep into it might look or appear more believable than you. Do you understand? So yeah, it's just whatever. Because sometimes also, maybe especially in Nollywood, the way we film sometimes sometimes you don't have, oh, I've said sometimes a million times, sorry. You don't have the time to go. So we are rushing. It's always a rush, so they might not have all the time, or you might even be too exhausted to go into that depth and stuff. So you just have to maybe use what I would call a mirroring technique. I've seen someone go through this, right? I've seen the way they reacted, right? And so you just mirror it. You just play it out, like copy and paste. I hope I have. Oh my god, I didn't think that this video was going to be this long, but here we are. Yeah, how was it playing with Mike Ezuronye? Oh, it was awesome. It was good. It was cool. No, as you didn't even feel like, there's some people that you come pride or worship me. No, it was really cool. It was really, really cool. I've had to also act with Majid, right? Yeah. No, it's not Majid. I've had to act with, oh my goodness, what is this man's name? He's mixed as well. Ghanaian. I've had to play with him as well. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm thinking of his name. This is a shame. But anyway, I've had to act a few scenes with him, and it didn't feel weird. There was no, well, maybe it's just me. I'm not someone who gets nervous in front of people. Maybe on a personal note, especially when I'm performing. When I'm performing, I'm not myself. There is no shy. I can never be shy. But on a personal one-on-one basis, you're talking to me, and especially when someone is staring at me, you're doing that's when I get really shy. I get really, really shy. So you could come and say to me, oh, stand here and address these people. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I start to overthink. I'm over processing everything. I'm like, oh my gosh. How am I going to do this? But then if you say, oh, perform in front of these people, even if they're like 1 million people, I might have nerves before going on stage or anything, but once I'm performing, nothing else matters. Like, performing, oh my god, I was born to do this. Forget. What is the best time of my life? The best time of my life is when I am performing. Like, if you just want to give me a high, just make me perform. Tell me to perform, and you get me. Thank you. Bye, guys. Mwah. Thank you for listening to my plenty talk, my blabbing. Bye. Thank you. Hey, baby. Say hello, Weekend. My baby. Sissy. She's wearing a cup. Hi, this is our writer, beautiful. That's Mira's mommy. Show your face.
Well, let me do your lip gloss before PM.
Hi, director.
Hi.
These are my terrorists. Look at them. As they are there. No, where is Josh? Josh, show your face. Where is he hiding? See, this one here. That's my terrorist. Number 1. Oh, no. Wait. Aha.
Shake out. Shake out. Shake out.